Good afternoon, Romania. I'm Cristina Dascălu, and today, here at the Romanian Parliament, we are in for an intellectual feast that spans continents, capitals, and cocktail parties. We are honored, therefore, to welcome here Dr. Paul Coyer, a man whose passport has more stamps than our post office, and whose CV makes the rest of us question all our life choices. He's a research professor at the Institute of World Politics in Washington, a professor at France Military Academy, and apparently he also has found time to live in C.S. Lewis' home in Oxford.
I did.
Because, you know, regular Oxford wasn't impressive enough. What can we expect from an Yale professor graduate?
That's right.
So Dr. Coyer is joining us during his first visit to Romania. We are second. We are sure it's not going to be his last. We are going to welcome him here very soon again. And he promised he's our friend. And his wife, a brilliant artist from Venezuela, will be captivating audiences at a music festival. I'm not going to mention the festival right now, this August. So soon, Dr. Coyer will be gone from analyzing global superpowers to analyzing acoustics in Romanian concert halls. So today we'll try to discuss everything. Well, we cannot everything, from Romanian-American business opportunities to conservative politics, from Black Sea security to whether he's brave enough to try homemade tuica, but I know he has tried it and he likes it. So please welcome a man who navigates geopolitical tensions for breakfast and now is navigating Romanian traffic jams for lunch, but he arrives here not in time, but before that, because he doesn't like to be late. So here, my guest, my distinguished guest, Dr. Paul Coyer, welcome.
Thank you very much.
We are very happy to have you here. Thank you for taking time to answer some questions.
Of course.
So I have studied your work a little bit, quite impressive, very impressive. And in your book, L'etica del nazionalismo, The Ethics of Nationalism, you explore nationalism's ethical dimensions. So how do you make a difference? How do you differentiate between constructive forms of nationalism that preserve cultural identity and more problematic expressions that actually foster division? Has your perspective evolved through your work at institutions both in Europe and in America?
Yeah, a great question. In short, you can talk for hours on this topic, because it's so complex, and it involves everything from history to sociology to anthropology to theology to political theory to all kinds of other fields. But in short, my argument in that book is that a lot of it comes down to human nature. Human nature. Reinhold Niebuhr was a famous American theologian, and he lived in the mid-20th century. He had a saying. They said, "Democracy is possible because of man's desire to do good. It's necessary," meaning the limits that it provides human governments is necessary because of man's propensity for evil. And so there's that tension within all of us, like the Apostle Paul writes in Romans chapter 7, to bring theology into it right away. The good that I want to do, I don't do. The negative things I don't want to do, I do. There's this war within all of us. Alexander Solzhenitsyn wrote about that. And I think that's true in the life of a nation as well. So you can have, fundamentally I say that the word nationalism should not be a pejorative. Belonging to a nation can be a very morally good thing. It can lead to moral progress. You can have ties, like in the United States is one example, where I think the American national identity is very different from any other national identity around the world, and I think in a very good way. Of course, I'm biased, but still, it's good in the sense that you can be an American. It doesn't matter what color you are. You can be purple, green, whatever color, black, white, whatever.
But you are American.
And you're American. I mean, Ronald Reagan talked about that in the 1980s. You are an American no matter where you come from in the world, no matter what color you are, no matter what your ethnicity is. If you believe in the idea that is America, if you believe in the concept of self-governance, that government is your servant, not your ruler, that you can determine your own destiny, that you're responsible for your own failures or successes in life. All these ideas that come into being an American, you're an American.
It's interesting that you say that because while I was teaching in the United States and I was asking this question, what does it mean to be an American?
Yeah.
Everything that you mentioned right now and a lot of other things, like for example, a relationship with your car or being,
Yes.
yeah, really, that's
We're a
to be
big
very important
we're a continental-sized
there.
country. We need cars, yeah.
You know, but all my students really knew what does it mean to be an American. They were all of them very proud of that.
Yeah.
And I think I agree with that. Romanian nationalism is a little bit different than American.
Yes.
American is probably the best form of what it means to be a nationalist.
I think it's more easily moderated and shaped in a positive direction, the American style or concept of nationalism. Of course, when you get other places around the world, nationalism always, but is more heavily linked to ethnicity, which can lead, doesn't have to, but can lead to some more negative propensities. And then, of course, that's what critics of nationalism...
It's a misunderstanding, of course, of nationalism and what does it mean.
It is, because you can be a patriotic
Exactly.
Romanian and not be xenophobic.
Exactly.
And not be determined to conquer whomever. You can be a Romanian
Just
nationalist.
look for your own interests and
Exactly.
protect your own identity. And those are the
Exactly.
good, positive forms of nationalism.
That's right. You can be a Romanian nationalist and just love Mici, for example.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you know the Romanian culture quite well, and you just had some very good quote from a religious background.